Hello and welcome back to the channel. Today we are eating barbecue in the beautiful country of Portugal. You know, Portugal is known for having great food, but this dish here that we're eating today is probably the most famous dish to come out of Portugal. We are in the far north of Portugal today along the Minho River. This river is the river that provides a natural border to the neighbor to the north there, which is Spain. Today, this is a peaceful, quiet border with the water kind of flowing slowly down towards the sea, but let me tell you, the architecture here tells of a tumultuous time. On the north shore of the river, sitting high atop a hill, is the Spanish city of Tui, with a strategic kind of sweeping view of the valley around it. And no doubt this was a strategically important city sitting there on the river, direct access to the ocean, important trade routes. But just downstream of Tui is the Portuguese city, the ancient fort city of Blanca. It too sits high atop a hill overlooking the surrounding valley, and it has direct line of sight to its neighboring city to the north, just across the border. This fortress was obviously built in a less peaceful time, with its cannon aiming out over the river, controlling this trade route into the interior of Spain. This location was not picked on accident, I will tell you that. I can only imagine what it would have been like to be a sentry standing guard in one of these posts hour after hour, staring across the river at your neighbors to the north, looking for ships that may be coming up the river to bring in supplies, just waiting on something to happen. Kind of crazy, kind of cool though. Well, those times have long passed, and whatever animosity there was in the past seems to have dissipated. Sure, you may see the occasional Coast Guard boat patrolling the river, but you're much more likely to see someone rowing on a lazy afternoon. To be honest, the Coast Guard seemed more of a formality. These guys had music blaring and seemed to really just be out for a good time more than to guard anything. But hey, it's a peaceful area, so what do you expect? The cool thing about this fort though, it's not just some ancient ruin that's kind of dilapidated and broken down over time, but there's an actual town inside. Look at that. Shops, restaurants, cafes, people walking around, people just living their lives. That was honestly one of the things that kind of struck me is, you know, I'm looking at this like a tourist, and these people are like, oh, we just live here. There's no tour guides, there's no nothing like that. It's just people going about living their life in the middle of this like ancient fort. There were even people driving on the roads that clearly were not made for automobiles, and the locals didn't have any patience for people blocking the road. Outside of the fort, it's like going back in time with these ancient walls and places to shoot your arrows through, and then later cannon. This was crazy. I'm sitting there just looking at all this, and here's this shepherdess grazing her sheep on the little terraces just kind of around the fort, probably like they've done for the past 1,000 years. But then you go over the walls inside the fort, and it's a bustling little town again. So cool. Also stumbled across this. Again, no sign, no nothing. It's not like it's a tourist attraction. I don't know if this is a dungeon or what. I mean, it kind of looked like it, but who knows? With time, the town has expanded beyond the fortress, and you know, that's where we're headed today. We're headed to the new part of town. We're here to try one of the most famous barbecue dishes in Portugal. And I'm with my father-in-law. He's from Spain, but he knows this area well, and we're headed to a place that he knows well. It's called Casa Alvaro.
Oh my goodness.
This is the most famous dish in Portugal. It's called bacalhau. It is a salted codfish. When it is caught fresh, it is cleaned and butterflied, and then it is salted to cure it. And obviously salted, you can store it up for an extended period of time. That's where this technique originated from, before refrigeration. Then when you're ready to eat it, you gotta clean all that salt off and basically rehydrate it. Here, they do that in a large scale, and they got this pretty neat little system they've come up with. The water completely circulates every 4 hours, and after 7 days, the salt is completely rinsed off and the fish is rehydrated and it's ready to cook. And there's a couple of ways to prepare bacalhau, but today we're going for a local favorite.
Bacalhau a la brasa.
That's right, bacalhau a la brasa. Bacalhau on the coals. These folks have a wood-fired grill in the kitchen, and they are grilling up this delicious bacalhau along with some pork ribs and some chicken. Let's see what this stuff tastes like.
So today we are in Casa Alvaro in
Blanca, Portugal.
This is my father-in-law. He's our resident tour guide from the next country just north and east of here. So this place has 3 things on the menu. A very famous place. You got to make reservations. When you make reservations, you tell them what you want. They got 3 things: pork, chicken, and bacalao.
This is the star of the show. Look at that beautiful bacalao.
We're going to dive in. We'll start with the pork. So go ahead.
So these ribs are cooked fast, not low and slow. So they're not fall off the bone, but they do have a really nice bite to them, and they are delicious.
That's good.
That's really good.
That's delicious. I could eat that all day. Now let's try the chicken.
Now we got the chicken over here.
They said this was a small portion. Oh, that's delicious. You can tell cooked over a flame like that.
Spatchcock, freshly
Skin is
roasted.
perfectly crisp and juicy and tender. Fresh olives.
Black olives. Very tasty, everything.
It's delicious. Okay, so this is what Portugal is known for, this region of Portugal and this restaurant in particular. This is called bacalao.
They also do it on wood.
Also barbecued over wood. So let's grab some potatoes. Yeah.
Drizzle on some fresh olive oil.
That's how you really do it.
Let's go in for a bite here. Bacalao. Delicious. Cod.
A la brasa.
Got a good a la
The
brasa.
name is bacalao a la brasa, which means charcoal wood.
Okay, I'll be honest. Bacalao is a little bit of an acquired taste. It has a hint of fishiness to it since it was salted and cured and not like just cooked fresh out of the water. But once you acquire the taste for it, it's like coffee. You find yourself craving it.
Delicious.
But there's nothing acquired about these ribs. They were outstanding.
Okay, we're gonna dive in, keep eating. We'll see you in a bit.
So let me say, if you ever get the chance to try bacalao, you really should try it. And if you ever get the chance to go to Portugal, you should definitely go. We really had a great time here. Beautiful countryside, cool living history with the fort, and then of course this delicious wood-fired barbecue. Well, thank you guys for watching. Next up, we're headed to Spain. We had some amazing barbecue in Spain. If you want to see that, subscribe if you can. Again, that helps the channel. But whatever you do, take care, God bless, and we'll catch you next time on Let's Do More Good.